Oh,
Active practice today. So how's it feel after that one, and how'd it go?
oh, I practiced today, so I already had the mindset that it was gonna be a lot today, and it's just you gotta have the right mindset for today, for a day like today.
It seems like the running backs, I don't want to say get picked on, but whenever you run the ball, you've got almost 11 guys coming up to you and chopping at the ball
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I mean, does that get tiresome after a while to sort of absorb all those little extra hits?
Oh yeah, I mean, it comes with the position running back. I love when people hit me. It kind of turns to another person. I feel like if you hit me and I'm like, well, y'all seen today, if it turns me up a little bit. So it's a good and bad thing. Well, no, it's a good thing for me. I love it. So
Happens and he knocks you down, you knock him down. How does that situation resolve itself in the locker room afterward? Because you're upset at the moment.
yeah, no, but it's just field stuff, man, and it's camp too. So it happens. Everybody's tired and everybody's just trying to get through it and dominate the day. So it happens.
During one-on-ones, you beat him on that deep ball. Did that go back some of the competitiveness to what had happened in one-on-ones?
You know what? I didn't. I did. You just brought something up to me. I forgot that I went against him on one-on-ones, but nah, man. It just goes to just competing on the field, man. That's it.
Your coaching staff, Kyle and Chris Verster, have talked about how you've really progressed. What did you do during the offseason to get to the point that you're at now?
Mainly just getting the iPad and the studying in the books. I don't do nothing spectacular like train with people like all over here, all over there. I don't pay. I pay myself. I train here for like a month with the 49ers, their organization, like Greg, and all them, and then I go back home for like a month and train by myself with my dad, my brother, and people whoever just want to come out to the field with me. And shoot, you gotta know how to condition yourself. Sometimes I feel like that's just how my dad brought me up. My dad, we never paid for. Well, some people want us to come out and do the training with them, but we never really paid anybody to train me or anything like that. It's just you got to run, to be good. You got to do it.
Someone that you've worked with since you were little on football?
Oh yeah, since a little boy, he's always set me up for success, man. So it's really all him, man. Like so, yeah.
You've had nothing but success so far in your career. You average
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you average over almost 5.5 yards a carry. Are you frustrated that you haven't gotten more run to this point?
Oh no, man. Everything happens for a reason. I feel like me coming in, getting the carries that I've gotten is just a step to get closer to where I want to be. Just not rushing anything. When it comes, it'd be the perfect time.
How would you describe your running style, and who would you say you've patterned your game after?
I wish I could answer that. I don't really watch football like that. Like say I don't like not sorry. I watch film, but I don't like say if a game's on or something like that. I'm not really watching other people like that. So I just watch defenses and things like that. So,
Your rushing style.
how I describe mine? Just an angry dude running, just full of steam, trying to get first downs and then touchdowns, and then that's how I describe it.
You caught a lot of passes this training camp. I don't think I've seen a drop. That was catching the ball an emphasis in your training this off season and working on that. And what did you do to work on that specific part of your game?
See, the funny thing about that is I actually bought a $3,000 one of those shooting jug machines this summer, and I was like, if I want to be something or something close to Christian, I gotta start catching something. So that was me investing in myself. I bought that machine and I had my dad out there. He's sweating, got his towel on and things like that, and he's shooting the jug machine at me and running routes and things like that. So we had a fun time with it this summer because. Same one. Actually, I got it from Rob. Rob guy hooked me up with the dude that got me the jug machine for me. So
From Christian in terms of being a pro, being a running back.
a lot. A lot. I mean, in the meeting room, I sit beside him. I'm grateful and glad that I even get to sit beside him. I pick his brain every day. Hopefully, he's not tired of me. Sometimes I still feel like I'm the rookie, and I'm asking him so many questions. He probably like, dang, I got to switch my seat or something. But I just love sitting beside him though in the meeting.
You've been coached by one of the running back legends in the league, and Bobby T. What have you been able to learn from him in a short amount of time?
Man, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that we started off on a downhill, like we were not on good terms at all. And we just had to get it going. Like, I had to learn his style. He had to learn my style. Well, he didn't really have to learn my style, but I had to learn his style. So, it just took me to growing up and getting in the system and actually learning just him, just because he's an old school coach, so he, what I'm saying, you got to do things a certain way, and so it's just how I had to switch up.
What kind of advice has Brock Purdy told you going into this season?
Brock Purdy. Well, I mean, really, I just when I talk to Brock, it's just, man, just keep going. It's just little simple things like that, and he'll always, if I'm running by him or something, he'd be like, "Let's have a day," or "Great job," or just he's always encouraging me. So that's all I gotta say.
You say like you were on bad terms with Bobby T. What do you mean? Like you just
Bad terms, as in I was the what's it called? What do I want to say? I was the no. I was the like the guy in the room that was not being. I can't even explain what I'm trying to say, but I wasn't the guy he wanted to be, and that's it. I just was doing my own thing. He would ask me questions in the running back meeting room. I wasn't answering them because I just simply didn't know. I didn't know the answer at the time, and he would just keep moving on and just things like that. So it just came with time.
the good student?
Yeah, I'm the good student in the classroom now. Yep. Thank you guys. Yep.
Anybody I got to look at in particular? No.
How's this camp going for you so far?
I feel like it's going pretty good. Maybe I feel like yesterday was kind of slow for me, but other than yesterday, everything pretty good so far.
What is it like? I mean, obviously, it's not a bad thing to be an all-pro special teams player, but you're kind of defined by being an all-pro special teams player. You also are a safety. What is it like to kind of get more of an opportunity with the first team and just have that chance?
Well, I mean, it's exciting, first of all, for me, especially just being like named, special teams, like, oh, this dude, great at special teams and everything else, but I also could play on defense, just patiently doing it every day. I've been here for 3 years now. The system kind of getting a little easier for me. I'm not making no mistakes or anything, communicating more with Tig, just watching Hufunga over the past year and stuff. Every time the call come in, he reiterating everything he got to do, so that's kind of like picking up from him.
George, what do you think of Mustafa so far?
Mustafa, he a hitter. If you watch him, he can cover ground too. Go watch his highlights. I watched him last night.
What do you think of his pick the other day?
Ooh, you talking about the sideline pick? Man, amazing. I feel like he's a young talent right now. He's still got a little room to grow, but he's gonna be amazing for us.
I mean, Nick's taken over the coordinator staff, but there's a lot of new guys in places right now in front of you. How's it coming along just, I guess, a week into camp?
Can you reiterate that question?
It's a new look defense, especially with new guys are in it. Nick's running the show, so I mean, how has it come along so far through?
I mean, with the coaching staff and everything, we got like DB. He breaks it down really easy for us. So it's like it's not gonna be hard. It's just you got to do your job, know how your alignment and assignment and stuff like that. And we always talking. So regardless of if they mess up or anything, we always talking through the whole problem. So we're gonna solve it out back there.
I guess today it seemed like, I mean, this is one of the first times, it was a long practice, but it seemed like all the first stringers were out there for the most part. You had the main defensive ends out there, the new defensive tackles. What are you seeing just behind all that?
guys playing fast, communicating. You know, Fred still talking and going crazy. Both still come out the edge and everything. Just kind of see we pushing people in the back. I like to push people. Like when we first go out there, I was like, "Hey, Fred, talk to me," and then it started rolling from there. I just feel like today we kind of moving kind of fast, and Jair had them 2 picks, kind of helped. Like they always help with the picks.
With the old kickoff rules, you were usually the first one down making the play. Now with the new kickoff rules, there's less running. What do you think of the new play?
I feel like he's gonna be more like bullying, more contact. You got to be able to get off a block type, or just quick reactions. Not ever hesitating, not thinking about it. Just see ball, get ball type of game. I feel like that's what I've been doing. I mean, running through somebody's face and getting off a block. That's basically what it's gonna do.
You've been in this league a number of years. Is this the most talented DB room you've been in?
Well, I may have been in a lot of DB rooms, but over the years, you always say that because you always see the talent in the room. But I feel like, honestly, we communicate one of the best in the back end. We do our job. We don't bust anything. So I feel like, yeah, possibly yes.
What is it like playing next to Jair Brown? It seems like he's really asserted himself.
Oh yeah, he gonna strike you. He gonna hit you. He gonna make sure he get you down and everything else. Jair, I seen him play last year and everything. So he building from last year. He's still building right now.
Back to the kickoff rule real quick, just watching it practice. It looks like there's going to be challenges for some of the guys blocking. I mean, if the guys go into cover and the guys are blocking, there might be like blindside hits.
Yes, it possibly can, but most guys going to take off vertically. And it's just whoever's, say, the receiving team, the kickoff return team, that you got to be able to whip their eyes back fast enough to get their block. It's going to be a lot harder if you're trying to come back with the guy, but all in all, I feel like we got a good scheme here in the way we're going to handle it.
Who do you think has the advantage?
Which side?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. It depends on how the ball is kicked, honestly. If the ball kicked deeper, I feel like the kickoff team got an advantage. If the ball kicked a little shorter in the mid zone, where it's like the timing and spacing right, then the kickoff return team got it.
Good at that, sort of directing where the ball goes. And
Yeah, he was amazing at it. If you were just, we're gonna see it in the first game. Yeah, he definitely know how to place it wherever he wanted it to go.
Last year, it seemed like, or in the previous rule, it seemed like you needed quickness to sidestep somebody and then long speed to go the distance. Would you say that maybe the better return guys now might be bulkier, like Debo or Garendo or somebody?
If you watch it, if you honestly watch the XFL, it's more quick guys, regardless. Still, I feel like the way the kickoff team plays it, it depends on where the ball lands. Honestly, where the ball lands and where the people, how they play it. It depends on the stem of the return and everything. Because, say for example, I'm going to take off, the returner takes off this way. Naturally, I'm going to fall back. Then he cuts back, and it's going to be on the defender to keep his leverage. So it all depends.
Watching Mustafa highlights last night, what inspires you to go on and watch Mustafa highlights?
I hang out with my teammates a lot, so it's like you look them up too. You know, I watched Greenlaw highlights. I was hanging out with Greenlaw last night and everything. My wife almost, she about to get birth in probably the next week or so. So it's like my kid gonna go play over there, let her get some time alone. So I watch people highlights, watch Fred mic'd up yesterday and everything else. So just being able to know where your teammates from and know how they play and stuff like that goes a long way.
Anything else? All right, thanks, George.
Appreciate y'all.
Super quiet, nice. This is great.
earlier, and he was talking about Dominic Cooney, and he said how intelligent he was. And I'm just wondering whether that's something that you notice on the field when you're lining up next to him.
Yeah, I think what Dom does great coming in as a rookie already is he understands the playbook, one, and then second of all, he communicates really well at the line of scrimmage. I think, some rookies that come in, they're quiet or shy or, a lot of things going on and they don't communicate, they miss that part. But I think what Dom's done really well is, first day, as soon as he got in there, communicated really well of where we're going, numbers and that kind of thing. So I think that's really helped, and obviously knowing what he's doing has been a huge impact. He's a strong, athletic, guard. I think he's just taking it and running with it and playing really well right now. So it's nice to have a rookie in there, contributing already like that.
Is that unusual for a be, especially in the system that you guys run, how challenging it can be?
Yeah, it's a learning curve. Colleges, they don't run what we're running, zone, fast pace, getting on backers. So, I think he came in and obviously you have your first few hiccups, and what he did was he learned from his mistakes. And that's the hardest thing in the offensive line is just, when you do make a mistake, it's not repeating it. So for him to come in and put, the mistakes he did make in the run game with footwork and hands, he's moved along really well. And I think that's the biggest, attribute to his game right now is he's putting things that he's messed up behind him, and he's not made that same mistake. So, I think he's just learning really quickly, and he's playing really well.
What's it been like not having Trent Williams in camp for almost 2 weeks now in terms of on and off the field?
Yeah, you miss him. But, at the end of the day, that's between him and upstairs. It's hard to comment on contract stuff and then, where he's at in his position. But obviously, you miss him in the room in his presence. But, at the end of the day, Jalen's getting great work. You're seeing him get better every day. And then, having Nick back this camp's been a big help for me and Jalen as well. So it's just been great having him there. So, yeah, hopefully Silverback will be back, but, that's his deal. And, we're just getting better where we're at right now.
Do you feel the need to be more vocal this year in the room, the meeting room, because there are so many, young guys in that room this year?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It is year 5. I never thought, maybe I'd be here year 5, but, to be here, to be in that leadership role, to be vocal, I think that's something that, I'm kind of ready for, to take control of that. With Trent not being here right now, that's kind of something that, hopefully me and Jake will take control of and communicate with the younger guys and how we want the room to look and how we want the line to play and, reciprocating what Firster wants us to do. So, I think it's a big role that we need to step up into just, with those young guys. It's crazy. Me and Trent are now, the oldest tenured guys in the room. We signed the same day during COVID, saw them at the hotel. So to have that length here is, that role is just waiting to be taken. I think, I'm poised in a great spot to do that.
This morning, and if you ask him a question, he'll give you a 5-minute answer.
Yeah.
Is he the same way as a coach? Like, what's unique about him as a coach?
I think I'd die for him. Firster, we all respect him the heck out of him. The career he's had in the NFL and the way he coaches us. It's hard. He's on us all the time. But the one thing he does is he makes it easy to understand. I think the one thing a lot of coaches, they can communicate to a room, but they can't communicate to individuals. I think that's what he does really well is, if some guy's struggling to get it one way he's saying it, he can communicate that another way to get them to try and understand that. And then, just making us responsible for our jobs. I think that's the one thing that he does really well is, he respects us a lot and expects a lot out of us. And, we kind of do the same for him. So, it's the NFL, you're a professional, and he expects that. So, he's a really, really great coach, and we love playing for him.
You said you weren't sure you were going to make it to year 5. A lot of guys are like, yeah, I'll play 10 years or whatever. When did you, obviously, this suggests maybe you didn't enter the NFL with just tons of confidence. I guess, when did you kind of, feel comfortable and say, like, I belong here and I can last a long time here?
Heck, last year, I was cut and all that and everything, but, I moved past that now. And, last year you couldn't start the year any worse with TJ, and then just, by the end of the year in the playoffs, I was thinking I was playing some of the best ball of my career already, as young as it is, playing-wise, not length, but, I just look at this as another year to really, take a huge step in my game and my career, and it could set me up for the future. The extension this year, it's been great with security and that kind of thing, but I think there's a whole nother level of game that I'm ready to leap into, and I think that's just something that, like you said, 5 years, who knows? The NFL, not for long. So, my goal is 10 and beyond that. Trent's 13, 14 years in. So, that's the goal, man. And there's a lot of good ball for me to play.
Sorry. I think publicly after week 1, you're like, oh, it happens, I'll get better. But, more, maybe now you can tell us, were there more emotions going on there and feelings of like, do I belong? Can I do this? Can I be a starter?
I think it's just a big trust thing. Am I going to get pulled? That kind of thing maybe is where my head was at. And then the next week was in there, no problem. So I think that was just the biggest thing, just that trust that the front office and Kyle had in me to keep going during the season. And then they're like, here, dude, like, this is your job. Like, take it. And I think that's the biggest thing I learned, was not playing, kind of hesitant on, am I going to get pulled to this? Like, no, this is my job and now it's mine. And that's kind of the biggest mind shift that I've had towards, being the right tackle here is there's a lot of talk about left tackle and run and how great, Trent is. Obviously, he'll be the best, but there's going to be some good football coming from the right this year.
What do you think about Isaac Alarcon?
Isaac, yeah, I mean, he's a good addition to the room, man. And he's got good, strong hands. He approaches, the game with a lot more. I think he's a little farther ahead. He wants to learn. I think that's the biggest thing with Isaac, man. His strong hands, plays, a lot faster. So I think he's a great addition to the room.
If we talk to your teammates or if we talk to your coaches, they're all very complimentary of you.
Yeah.
But there's people in the media and a lot of fans who drag you.
Yeah.
Do you block that out? Do you compartmentalize?
Oh, I think last year I let it get to my head a little bit. It's hard to hear bad things talk about you and how people rag, right? But I think at the end of the day, like, I'm the one coming to work every day. I'm the one going out there every day to play on Sundays. And it's just got to be kind of my world, People are going to say things regardless, that's just how it is. But, my play will speak for itself, down the road. That's kind of the big thing. So not giving people permission to say things like that, to drag you, and then also, not letting yourself feed into that and see that. So I think it's just been a huge mind shift for me this offseason with my mindset and how I'm going to approach this year and kind of, I've focused more on the mind this year than I have in the past. So different way of thinking and really excited for the season.
Season included a commercial with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, John Deere. I think people were, kind of big-eyed and wild-eyed to see, a John Deere 8R on duals sitting up in San Francisco. So I was gung-ho about it, maybe have more lines, who knows, than Brock, but, he's saving people from coyotes and, all that crazy stuff. But it was a really cool thing. Obviously I'd love to do it again, but it was very cool to see a John Deere sitting up in San Francisco and seeing people's faces. Oh yeah, onion dip, man. It was pretty funny actually. So the week we're leaving, we drove back from Ohio, and our neighbor brought me a bag of Lay's chips and a thing of onion dip for our road trip. So it was great, man. Commercial did it all, and just small town folks. They're awesome.
Guys on the defensive end side.
Yeah.
What have you seen from Leonard Floyd and Yetur Matos?
Yeah, Leonard's just as fast as what he was in 21 when I remember playing him. So he's a great challenge with speed. I think that's one thing. It's going to be a great addition for Nick, is some speed off the edge. And Beal's gotten a lot better, I think, as well. And then having Yetur, I think, that's how I'd say it. But I think he's a great, powerful rusher. I think that's going to be good for us, a good addition. And just, those role guys. I think another one to watch is Malik on the inside. I think he's great on B blocks. He's been real tough for some of our guards, and then obviously Hargrave's been there. But I think we had some great additions on the D line this year after losing Eric. So you lose one, but I think we gained a couple, 4 or 5 really good players they're going to help this team. So a road trip. Oh, Jake Brendel. We'd be arguing the whole time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.